All right, welcome back. This is Outmouse Labs. My name is Penny, and I am glad you are here. We are going to be starting our database work today, and what I'm going to do is be making some items. So first of all, if you're not familiar with the database, it is right up here. You can also get there by pressing F9 or clicking on Tools and Database. Once we hit F9, by default it's going to take you to the Actor tab. You saw this in our last episode. And today we're going to be focusing on the Items tab. Okay, now RPG Maker MZ comes with several built-in items, and some of these we might actually end up using. Some of them we will not, but in any case we're going to change our maximum to 100, and we are going to move all of the defaults down for now to, there's 35 of them, we're going to move them down to 65, which should give us one at the bottom. Yep. And then we are going to delete the rest up here at the top. Okay. So now we have it blanked out. We are going to start with healing items. Okay. So our healing items are going to be, we're going to be using loaves for our base. So we have loaves and we have pies. So we're going to start out with an HP loaf. I'm going to go ahead and open up my notes over here so I don't miss any. An HP loaf. So we'll give it a icon and a name, and then our description is a loaf of bread that restores 25% of HP. I like doing percentages because it means that this item is useful throughout the entire game instead of just right at the beginning. It's a regular item, and we're going to be using, so our pricing is going to be closer to kind of a standard than in everything else where we're using kind of the D&D model, but we're still going to keep the numbers relatively low. So in most games it would be 50 for your basic potion, if you will. So I'm okay with that. We could have 50 be our base value, and that can also help us determine how much gold to give out. We are using regular levels of experience, so that'll match up nicely. It's consumable. It can be used by an ally, both in battle and out of battle. It's a certain hit. And do you want to give it an animation? Is there a default? Let me double check. I don't think there is. Type music. So if you don't give it anything, it won't have anything. So let's go ahead and do that as well. So we will give it an animation of something like healing 1 for now. Now we're probably going to make our own animations, but this treatment, I like that. Okay. Recovery. Why don't we try recovery single? Let's see what they recommend down here with their potion. They do recovery single. So we'll start there. And let's see. Anything else? That is it. Okay, so we have our HP loaf. I'm going to copy that. Change over to our pie. Now, these icons, this is a pack, and I'll include it in, that I found on itch.io. I will include it in the notes, and then also I've made several. So like the loaf and the pie. The pie I made from scratch, and the loaf is an edit of an existing bread loaf to be the right color. So I highly recommend this pack if you're doing sort of a pixel art look. If not, there's lots of icon packs out there. I would say icon packs are probably the easiest thing to find for free on itch. All right, so this is going to restore 50%. And there's an idea that you don't want it to simply be double, because that would be, but there's also a sort of convenience factor. And the convenience factor can be anything from another 50 to 100%. So we're going to do another 50% of the original price. So that would make it 125. Okay? Consumable, ally, always. We might actually, yeah, we'll do single too. That's fine. You know what? I take it back. We're still going to do single one. It's still an item. Okay. Apply. Next up, we are going to copy both of these. We're going to change it to MP loaf. And again, you can hit F4 and F5 to quickly switch, and it keeps you where you're at. So that can be very fast comparably. And we're going to go with our blue MP loaf and our blue MP pie. Typically, MP tends to be at least double, if not triple, because it's so much more versatile than HP. So I think we are going to do, let's do triple, and then this is going to be 2.5, so that's going to be 375. 50, 125, 150, 375. Okay, yeah, that works for me, at least for now. And we can always go back and balance further if we need to. MP, change this to recover MP, 25%. Recover MP, 50%. Bing. Okay. And then we might, again, let's just take a quick look and see if there's anything we would rather do. Yeah, let's have that be, let's have that do this, the recovery, or the treatment rather. Again, for now, that'll work nice, and we might be making our own later. Okay, so that's HP, MP. Next, we're going to do what we call the hero loaf. And we can start out with the HP loaf. It's going to be close. A hero loaf is purple. And it restores, I don't think we have, we do have a hero drink, okay. So we will do a hero loaf, which will restore 25% to all allies that are alive. Hero loaf restores 25 HP to all allies. And I suppose we should actually to an ally, and we can actually do this. F5. F5. 5. Boom. Okay, to all allies. Now this has the it restores these two effectively. So we want to add those together. That is 175, and we want to go by at least 50%. But really, realistically, it probably should be more than that. So this should probably be 175, maybe doubled. That would take it to 350. Why don't we actually make it an even 400? 375, 400. Okay. Yeah. I think that that's okay. Yeah, let's do that for now. Okay. So hero loaf. 25% of HP and MP. Now let me see. I still think it should be more. It's to all allies. Let's do that. Okay. Okay. HP and MP. There we go. This has got to be... Is there a recovery all? Single, single, single. Light, dark. Doesn't seem to be an all. Okay, we'll do that since there doesn't appear to be an all. I'm surprised there isn't. Nope, don't see it. Okay. So that'll be our hero loaf. We'll copy it down. Hero pie. A pie that restores 50% of each MP to all allies. 50. 50. All yes, and this has to be 1250 following our convention. That's double plus a 50% premium. Okay. And change it to the hero pie. Okay. And last but not least, for this kind of general item, we will be having an HP drink, an MP drink, Actually, we'll do it this way. HP drink, which we'll use the potion. It will do full, so it's going to be 625. Consumable 100%. MP drink, blue potion, $750, about 1,000. 100%. There we go. Okay. And lastly, a recovery drink, which will be 2,500. Well, plus the, so it's actually about 3,150. And that is a recovery drink. Making sure these are always just one person. Yeah, 1, 1, 1, always. And that's effectively our elixir for you Final Fantasy fans. Okay, so there are all of our basic HP/MP recoveries. That looks pretty good. I do think there's one thing I want to change. I think I made you the green. Yeah, I don't want you to be the green. I want you to be... Yeah, let's do that. Okay, apply. And we're going to go save because crashing happens. Oop, wrong one. Okay. Now we'll do our status stuff. All right, so we are going to have an antitoxin and a cure-all. Well, actually, we're going to have an antihistamine, a cough drop, a cure-all. Okay. So, and they are going to, by default, use the green recoveries. Okay. Cure all, wonderful. Excuse me. And these are going to be, they're going to be plants. Except for the cure all, which will be a potion. Okay. An herb that cures poison and paralysis. Let's do that. Now this is a chance to show you one of the plugins I'm using. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. CGMC message system, auto color settings. The name is going to be status effects. The color is going to be bright green. And words are going to be words like poison, poison, paralysis, paralysis, blindness, blind or blind, silenced or silenced. Okay. You know what? I wonder, it might actually not work like that. It says list of words, but it might be actually one at a time. We better do it that way just in case. Poison. Boop. I'm not sure if you have to have the capitalized and uncapitalized versions, but just to be sure. Okay. All right, so that will make all of those words automatically that bright green color without me having to put it in every time. So hopefully that's just going to work. So cures poison and paralysis. And antihistamine. What are some of our other states? So that could cure sleep and stun. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Excuse me. Sleep and stun. Status effects. Cure silence. Status effect. Cures all status effects except death. Okay. Back over here. We used poison, poison, paralysis, paralysis, blind, blind. We had silence. We had stun. And we had sleep. Okay. All right, so now we can go through and just set that up. So state, remove state, poison. State, remove state, paralysis. Antihistamine, state, remove state, blind. State, remove state, sleep. Okay, cough drop, remove state, silence, and let's have it remove stun as well. Okay. Okay, and then cure all, state, remove state, poison, blind, silence, rage, just in case, confusion, fascination, which we're going to change the name of, sleep, paralysis, and stun. Apply, go to states, change fascination to charm. Okay. Items, okay. Almost done with these ones. So these you typically are cheaper. So we could say like 25. Let's say 40. Let's say 100, and let's say 200. That works. Okay. And then they all have a good. Looks good. All right, so there are all of our status affecting items, at least for now. All right, next up, we are going to actually pull from the list down here. And we are going to grab these ones here. Actually, we're going to make sure that we have everything we want. We want to grab the stimulant real fast. We're going to take it up. We are going to change it to the yellow, maybe? There's a yellow potion, isn't there? Yeah. Oh, maybe not. There it is. Call this Angel Water. Resurrects an ally. Consumable. 500. Yep. I don't need to change any of that. Yep, that works fine for me. Okay. Don't know why there's variance on that. I don't know that it should do that. That should be 0. Okay. Okay. So Angel Water done. Then we're going to go down here and we're going to grab all of these. Okay. So these special departments, kind of an odd name, but it isn't too far off. I'm going to go special flags. Encounters have by 1% by 50%. We're gonna borrow that from Pokemon. Just call that a Rebel. We're gonna call this a Thief Charm. Encounter with enemies is reduced by half. I'm okay with that. For a while, increase the rate at which items and bounties are obtained in battle. I'm okay with that as well. I'm okay with this. That's fine. Why can we use this? Oh, you can use it in the middle of battle. Okay, I got it. That's fine. Enhancement. That's fine as well. Okay. What does enhancement 2 look like? Enhancement 1. Okay, I'm fine with that. All right. So these increase maximum HP by 50 points. So we're going to have to adjust these, but the idea is basically where we want it to be. Now the price. Now here's the thing: we're doing all of our stats are going to grow via these items. So we really don't want people to sell them. So I think we're going to make them a price of 1. We could make them 0 so they're not sellable. Actually, let's do that. 0 F5. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. We want them to be used. All right. The other thing is that we have to adjust the numbers. So for us, we want it to be basically a die. The middle die is a D8. So we could give them 6, which would be a D8 with a constitution of +2. Or we could do a random number. Why don't we do a random number? Okay, so this is going to be... Grow. It's a flat. For now, let's just do 6. I wonder if that's something that we can mess with in code, but it's something I want to look at off camera, and I'll get back to you. Let's see. Okay, so maximum HP +6 for now, anyway. Mana up. And we were going to call these just seeds, I think. Yeah, so we'll call this. Oh, no, actually did call the first one's ups. So let's see. HP seed. MP seed. MP. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 3 + 2 is 5, +5, +5. Okay. This is going to be a strength seed. That's going to have it go up by 1. Okay. Defense seed. 1. 1. Magic seed. We actually call it mana seed. I'm good with that. Actually, I guess it would be intelligence seed. So it would be wisdom seed. Agility seed. And charisma seed. Okay with that. Agility and charisma. Okay. There are our reinforcements. We're going to save. Go back in. We're going to go down to terms and change a few things. This is going to become strength. We're going to do defense with an S. I'm really good with it either way, but I'm probably going to use defense with an S other places because that's how I was raised to spell it. Intelligence. Let's see. Wisdom, agility, luck. So charisma. Okay, quit, good. It says game in by default, and I just think quit is better. Okay. Apply. Okay. Plus. Okay. That covers that. Now we still got to make skill teaching items and weapon upgrade items, but that means knowing what exactly that's going to look like. So instead, we're going to move on from items for now. We're going to move over to weapons. Now weapons is going to be very different than the base. So basically all of this we can almost just wipe out. Let's see if there's anything worth keeping. We can keep the swords for the moment. We'll keep the spears for the moment. And I really think that that is everything that we're going to keep for the moment. Okay, so let's grab the spears. And then everything else can just go for the moment. And those aren't really going to stay. Okay. All right, so the first couple of things that we need to do is we need to start by making our whips. All right, so the way this is going to work is every character is going to have a single weapon that gets upgraded over time. So they can have a cool name. So for Quill's whip, I was thinking, it could be called the, maybe the Henrietta, which is her mom, the Henrietta Sting. Let's see. Silver Whip. Maybe named after a person like the Alonia. Or something like Tolkien-esque, where it's like the Sting or the Bright Nail, something like that. Let's see. Let's call it the Rosevine for now. And it is a whip. I believe I made a custom, yeah, I did, a custom whip icon. All right, so it is a whip. We're going to say this is Quill's whip. handed down from mother to daughter for generations in her family. It is a whip. It cannot be sold. It uses slash physical. It has an attack power of, well, that's going to actually, how much will we have? I think that will be, by default, it's going to add a d4 effectively, so that's a 2 worth of attack. And then its damage is going to work pretty differently. You'll see that in a bit. And it is going to do slashing damage. And it is going to use the attack skill here, number 4. Okay, we're going to have to go make that real quick. So copy our attack in the number 4. And we're going to call this, what do we name it? Rosevine. Quill's weapon attack. It hits enemies, but it hits all of them. It can be used in the battle screen. It uses the normal attack animation. Attacks. And here is the first thing where we are going to get, we'll go ahead and show you. What I'm going to do is go over to my plugin. I'm going to grab a hold of my help file. I'm going to put it in a notepad so I can look at my attacks, because it is a little bit complicated until you memorize it. Go back in here. Actually, save first. Save. Go back in here. The attack formula is going to be based on that custom plugin we made. So I'm going to copy it over. All right, so our attack stat is A.attack. The enemy's defense is B.def. The number of dice to start out with is 1. The die size is a D4. And there is there a, let me check and see. I believe that is everything. There would not be a bonus for this one. Okay, so now that is going to attack all. And it's going to always do at least 1 damage and possibly more than that. It's going to do 1d4 plus the attack minus their defense. And if you want to look at where that's coming from, just real quickly, I will show you. This is inside of our project. We have up here, we have our basic attack. And it says let attack equals 0 for the number of dice. Do math.randomInt die size plus 1. So in this case, it'll be between 1 and 4. If there's a bonus, so attack stat, say that it is 14, it's going to get it down to plus 2, minus the defense get bonus. So if their defense is 14, it'll take that down to a 2. And it's going to return the difference. If the difference is more than 1, it's going to do that much damage. If it's less than 1, it's going to do 1. So there you go. That's how it works. So we'll hit save here. Oh, actually, we just close it. Okay, so that is now set up. And we can say skill number 4 will be used when Quill selects the attack command. Okay, so that is Quill's basics. All right, going back over to the weapon. Uses Rosevine. Okay, so that is 1. Now, all we're really doing after this is we're doing a upgrade system. So it's going to be Rosevine plus 1. That won't change. The plus 1 version, I think it's going to be a little bit stronger, and it's going to, yeah, I think it's going to be actually, I think it's going to be just a little bit stronger than that even. So it's going to be a plus 4 weapon that does the same thing. I think the next one is going to be a +4 weapon that does a d6 instead. So we'll have to go over here. Yeah, I actually think, yeah, we'll do this. That works. And then this is going to be the +2 version. And the +2 version is over here, going to be doing rose wine +2. Make a note to ourselves, +2. And this one gets a d6 and a bonus of 1. Okay. Then we'll go back over to the weapons. +3 will be the same, just making sure this is actually 5. Yes, it is. Will be the same, except for it's going to get that bonus. The rose wine +4 will get to be a d8. Okay. And the rose wine +5, which will be the last one. Five, 6, good. We'll use the rose wine +6. Oh, well, number 6. And it will get the attack bonus. And this is the last one, so we'll give it a extra bump. Okay, these are not sellable, and you won't keep them all. Essentially, when you do the upgrade, you're going to lose. Say when you go from the standard rose wine to the rose wine 2, you will lose this one and gain this one. And so it'll run through like that. Okay, so that is all of the weapons for Quill. And we're just going to have to repeat that several times, essentially. Okay, so next up can be our swords. So what should strikers be called? Let's think about it. So striker is a swashbuckler, obviously has a cutlass. Maybe something like the rum runner, or pirate's kiss. Let's see. Let's see. How about the pirate smile? I like that. And I don't think I have a cutlass shaped one. I do not know. But this will work. Alright, so it is a sword. Striker's sword has cut many a throat and watched plenty of rum get slurped up. It always makes Striker smile. Okay. Can't be sold. / physical. You started out at a 2, but you attack all, so I think I am going to give you the 4 to start. And you go up by... Yeah, okay. So 4 to start. You are slashing. You can use the standard attack, at least for now. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and make our standard attack where we want it to be. So it is based on... Now, attacks are going to be different die sizes, though. So I think what we will do now is move everything down. So I'm going to call this whip attacks. And then down here, we're going to call these die-based attacks. There we go. And yeah, those go all the way down to the bottom, so we're going to have to change you to like 300. Move you, like, let's say to 40. Range shot. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. All right. So what we need to do here is make different single attacks. So we're going to do D4, 1D4. Let's say we'll call it attack 1D4. That works. Yeah, actually, we'll do this attack 1D4. Okay. Curses. Double curses. Okay, there we go. Okay, looks good. One D6. 1d8. One D10. Two D6. Well, we'll do 1d12. Why not? 1d12. It's not common, but it does happen. Two D6. And the coveted 2d8. Under no standard circumstances will we need to go higher than that. But we can if we need to. Excuse me. All right. Let's see. Well, I guess we're here. Why don't we just 3d8. Let's do 5d6. And let's do 48. And then just 10d6. Okay, so we have a bunch of buy-based attacks that we can now use. Going back to our, actually, let's save. I know it might seem silly, but trust me, when you lose something, you're like, oh. Attack skill. This uses a d6. Has a little bit of built-in attack power. That's all we need there. Pirate Smile. +1. Gets Some more attack power. We're going to take it to 7. Then we're going to do the Pirate Smile +2. That's going to do the D8 with an attack power of 9. Guess we're saving. Pirate Smile +3. We'll take that up again. We'll do 12. +4. We'll do the D10. And the +5. We're going to skip the D12 and go straight to 2D6 and give you a final boost to 16. So comparing the two, yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so we have all of our weapons for Striker, and we can just continue right on just like we're doing. Coop uses gloves, I believe. Oh, no, I think we got rid of them. Oh, well. We'll build it out. He calls his gloves the Peacemakers because he thinks he's funny. Let's say to him by his spiritual teacher. It's a glove, it has 0 price, it does striking, physical, it is crushing damage, it gets 2 attacks, because gloves usually do, and it uses starts out with the D4, and +3. Oops. Peacemaker +1. Oh, I realized that is not how that typically looks. There we go. There we go. Okay, Peacemakers +1. We'll go to 5. What was your +2? We'll go to 6. Okay. Two becomes a D6. Goes to 9. +3. Goes to 11. Check it against this one. We'll do 10. +4 goes to a D8. I'm okay with that because of the die difference. +5 goes to a D10. 16, but we would be doing 15. Okay. I'm good with that. Alright. So that makes our weapons for Coop. There should be a... It's little things like this where you try to keep your grammar good. You're not going to notice everything, but when you do, go ahead and fix it when you notice it. And then you can also go back and have someone else look at it because they will see things you will not. Okay, consistency is important. Grammar is important. Alrighty, we're just about done here. Next up will be Bips, who uses spears. We can grab a hold of this spear to get us started. Bips spear. Bips is a pyromancer and a lightning caller. So I think calling their weapon the Stormcaller is pretty reasonable. It is a spear. Did I put... I have the sword, but I did not put glove. The reason I'm doing this is actually a trip from the base engine. It means it'll show up like this in the inventory. They'll all show up together. It's pretty helpful. Okay. An ornate spear decorated with seashells and copper wire. Given to Bips by their eldest sister. Okay. It's a spear. Stinger. Okay. I'm not opposed to that, but why isn't it? Oh, I see. Okay. 6. I feel like that. I mean, it is a spear. 6. Pirate small started as 6, as a 7. Yeah, we can work with that. Pierce. Oops. There we go. So it's a D6. And that whole like hit rate 0. I'm not really sure why that's always there, but nah, we'll just keep it in there. Okay. So D6 plus 6. Wonderful. Okay, storm color plus 1. Oops, we gotta get rid of the price. 0. 0. Good. Alright, so we go up by approximately the same. So you went up by 2. We'll have you go up by 2 as well. We'll have you go up by 3 more. And go to a D8. Plus 3. Go up by 3 more. And stay there. Plus 4. Go by 3 more. Go to a D10. Go up by 5 more. Go to a D12. Okay. Check. And last but not least, we will go ahead and finish up with Renee, who uses guns. So we will choose an icon. There's a gun. Pair of pistols. Made by a mad gnome in a far away land. Only guns in the known world. Weapon type gun. Animation. Be Stinger Flame. They are piercing. They have a hit rate of -5. But when they hit, they can wallop. Attack skill, they start at a D8. Okay. Maysian Dixon +1. They're exactly the same, but attack twice. Okay. Then I guess we'll increase them. Let's see, they'll do 4 and then they'll do 6. It's 2, they'll do 8. And they'll move to a D10. I'll do 11. I'll do 13. And I'll move to a D12. And they'll do 18. Yep, that works. Okay, so we have all of our weapons made, which is great. We're going to save. I'm going to do just a quick test. We're going to go over to our enemies, and we are going to set them to... So this is a level 1 entity, so it should have approximately 12 HP. We'll start there. 5 MP. Their attack, let's make it a 12. Let's make their defense... let's make it... Let's make it an 8 plus natural armor. We're going to give them an effective +4 bonus. So that would be like 16. They are going to have an attack of, an intelligence of 10, a magic defense of 10, an agility of 25, and a luck of 25. Okay, they will drop antitoxins, 1 out of 8. They will give... We want 4 of them to be enough for your standard level 1, so that's about 10 experience. Gold, we want you to be able to get a potion after defeating roughly 2 of them, so that's about 25. They will attack. And they will also do... Where's our poison type of thing? A venom attack. Once in a while. And I'll explain more about how this works in a little while. This is just a test. Troop, slime, perfect. Battle test, quill, initial. Oh, we gotta give them equipment. They get Maisie and Dixon. They get Stormcaller. They get their Peacemaker gloves. They get their Pirate Smile sword. And Quill should not have Maisie and Dixon. Let's go take a look at that. So we found a bug. You should not have gun, you should have whip. Now, Rosewine. Oh, okay, wonderful. All right, excuse me. Let's see how this looks. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry about that. Let me mute the desktop audio. Apparently it ignores the lowered volume. And actually, let me double check that I initialize. Okay. Striker. No, poor would be bips. Initialize. Initialize. Okay. Now let's try that. Well, okay, good. You can't hear it. I can, but you can't. All right, wonderful. We're going to have to move some things around, obviously, but this is just testing things out. Our characters look okay. Let's have Pip's attack 6, 3, 21. I'll have to look and see why that is. Oh, I know why. Okay. Not bad. We're finding problems. The thing was that this is the standard attack, which is not what they should be doing. They should be doing a d6 of damage, and they should be doing crushing damage. All right, let's try that again. Troops. And also, I did notice one other thing we can go ahead and quickly fix. I don't know if you saw that the animation was an axe. Obviously, that's not what it should be. Bare hands, thrusting, none. That one's correct. Swinging, a whip, 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 whip. A sword should be swinging a sword. A glove should be thrusting a glove. A spear should be thrusting a spear. And a gun should be missiling a gun. All right. Just little things. All right, let's test it out. Okay, like that. I like that. I like that. Good. That looks pretty good to me. Might want to up their agility a bit just so they go a little bit more often. Maybe we'll do like 28. Okay. Well, I'd call that a pretty successful test. Everything looks nice. Next thing we'll be doing is using a couple of plugins to move our characters back, make things look a little nicer in battle. But great start. Hopefully that was helpful in helping you kind of navigate the database, making weapons, making items, setting animations, all of that. We're going to continue on next time, and I will see you. Happy game making.